half a kilometer.
All right. Do you think we have political interest in
There's a very rudimentary, basic information that I, who is not a military strategist, but of course who grew up in a police line because my father was in the forces, would even ask and question. So the point is, we are not doing these things. There's a problem. We are not there because we seriously want to do a security job in Somalia. We are there because of everything else, but except to secure us and to secure Somalis.
And this everything else is what I want to probe. What is everything else to estimation?
Charcoal, sugar, business. I mean, it's there. The international crisis group.
Who is actually trading charcoal and sugar?
Why didn't you read that international crisis group? What do you call report and the UN report, where they implicated the military machinery and everybody else, the bigwigs in those places.
All right. So do you think also the military is pandering to the whims of some people in high places?
I'll explain to you what's happening right now. Let me tell you how my own rudimentary, analysis of these things or processing this information is. To begin with, I don't think anybody wants to get rid of Al-Shabaab from Somalia. Not the Kenyan contingency there, not the AMISOM contingency, not any of those countries that are in there. It's a cash cow.
It's a cash cow. Let's leave it at that.
I'm glad.
Just a moment. Just leave it at that. It's a cash cow.
It's a cash cow. That question is being asked by Donald Trump, none other than Donald Trump.
All right.
He's saying that we have sunk in all the money, we've not no business, so we're going to stop the money.
Which is true.
Perfect.
Donald Trump has actually questioned why, after sinking all this money here to fight Al-Shabaab, there is no difference at all.
Absolutely.
No, that's true.
Do you think it's a cash cow, as Mheshimiwa is putting it?
Well, I have no evidence, but I also have no reason not to believe, because it's true. Donald Trump, that's one thing where I agree with President Donald Trump. Surely money has been sunk in. We've been fighting Al-Shabaab, a ragtag military, we are told.
And we're not finishing
How
the job.
come we are not clearing the work? So there are questions to get answers for in that regard. But I would also be equally concerned there are Kenyans dying of hunger, and famine. That's perhaps something that needs to be addressed. We seem to be denying that Kenyans are dying of hunger. But even on some of our members who are in the villages, who are on vacation, seem to tell us that there are deaths going on, corroborating information that Red Cross is sharing. What is it that I would want to believe that the first task of any government is to secure its people, either militarily or food security. I think that's an issue that requires much more attention that we currently seem to be paying to it.
All right, Dan Maanzo.
Well, I think if you could rephrase the question, then I will give the right answer how you want. Or cash cow? It should be. It's a business. By itself, and there's when you have a military outside the country, there are supplies. There are people who make supplies there. They know once you withdraw the troops, they are not going to make supplies. And I think the interests, just like Donald Trump, you say America first, it should be Kenya first. What is the interest of our country in this? And it should be above an individual, so that we secure our country, we secure our soldiers. We are, the experiences the families who's lost sons in this go through are very tough. In fact, they are abandoned almost immediately after the funerals. Very little money is paid to sustain their families. So we need to look at the bigger picture, and it should not be a matter of pride or a few individuals benefiting. We should withdraw our troops and protect Kenya from our side now that there is a stable government in Somalia.